Let's go. Hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I am good, thank you. And I'm excited because we have Mel with us today from Lather Love. It's so amazing to have you here, Mel.
Thank you so much for having me. So special.
Yeah, we're both so excited for this conversation with you. So I had the pleasure of going to one of Mel's Bath Bomb Masterclasses last Friday. And Mel, you were just up there telling your story, and I was literally just like, this is just amazing. I love it. I absolutely love it. All about how affirmations just really, really helped you navigate a hard time, and the power in these little sentences that are just positive and encouraging. So should we dive straight in? And we would love to hear more just about your story and how obviously you started Lather Love, which creates incredible products, which I am loving using, by the way.
Fabulous.
Oh my, loving the charcoal soap and those bath bombs. They're so good.
Okay. Where to start? Okay, so maybe I'll tell you a bit about Lather Love first, and then it goes into the little bit of woo-woo side of things and the
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Basically, I'm a former secondary teacher, but as so often when you have children, it all changes.
Yes.
And after Luna was born, who's an IVF miracle baby, I was proper hormonal, and the Johnson & Johnson scandal came out, and it was all about women getting cancer from products that were on the market, and that really being all hormonal, just having given birth and all that, it was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I can't even give her a bath. What if she has a punami? I need to use soap. What do I put on her skin? It was really, it really got to me. And I have always been that kind of person. I'm a go-getter. Okay, I just do it myself then.
Love that.
And I just started researching then, how do I make soap? And at that time, when your baby's tiny, you don't sleep much anyway. So I started researching and looking into ingredients and all kinds of things. And then after a while, I just went for it. And I made my first olive oil bar with a little bit of lavender essential oil. And the first soap bar was created. So I was able to give her a bath when she had a punami. Woo!
Yeah.
And I didn't feel bad about it.
Oh.
It kind of all developed from there, because I think I'm a hippie at heart. So for me, really, it is all about keeping our planet happy, keeping my family happy. On everything that we are putting on our skin is so important, and reducing plastic and all this. So I kind of went on with this project because I then knew how to make soap. So I made different recipes. I even made a dish soap shampoo, but I thought, what else can we need in our house that I can make myself? And it all just developed from there. And friends and family, of course, got these bits as gifts then, and they were all just like, oh my God, this is so good. So you have to put it out there. Don't keep that to yourself. And I was like, yeah, okay then.
Let's do it.
Let's go for it. And it all was just, one thing developed to the other. I then kind of realized, oh, actually, all my products are vegan. How did that happen? It was not the intention whatsoever, but just researching ingredients and everything. That was just the best choice for what I wanted for us, for no chemicals, no nasties. And it then added on, I then had a surprise pregnancy with Clara. Absolute miracle, even though we were told we can never have children naturally. And I had really itchy skin, so that's where the bath bombs then came in and so on. And with each of my products, you get a little positive affirmation in writing. So I print them off and I cut them out I'm at the beginning, I hand wrote them, but I can't do that anymore. So I'm printing them off and I'm cutting them now and folding them. And I also Reiki infuse all my products. And yeah, that all kind of goes back to my story about positive affirmations, because they really have changed my life when I was super low and I didn't really know where to go anymore. So by putting this positivity into my products and these little sentences, I'm hoping to spread this miraculous power of positive affirmations with the world, really, whoever uses my products as well.
Yeah. That's what really captivated me, as well as your beautiful products, of course. When obviously Charlotte came and visited you the other week, and then she put on the pictures of, you know, what you'd done at the workshop, and then I saw that snapshot of the affirmations. I was like, whoa, hold on a minute, this is more than a bath bomb class. There's some affirmations here, and I just thought how wonderful to be able to incorporate that into the business and share it with, you know, everybody that you kind of work with and everyone that uses your products. And then I started chatting to Charlotte about it. I was like, tell me more, like why are these affirmations here? And that's when obviously Charlotte shared with me your story, that you used affirmations personally, like you just mentioned, to kind of shift from times and moments in life of low mood and use them to think and feel better. So I'd love to know if you're happy to share a little more on that, Mel, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. Yeah, I'm all for sharing these things, because at the time when I was so low, I felt like I was alone and nobody was sharing. So this really is something that also is important to me. By me being open, I hope that other people who are in that situation will not feel alone anymore, but heard. Because basically what was happening, we were kind of living fairy tale life, really. I came over to the UK, I met the Irishman, we got married, we got a house, you know, all fabulous, la la la. And then, yeah, what do you think? What comes next? Having children, yeah. And that is what works, presumably, for everybody very easily. But that was not the case for us, and I now know as well, this is not the case for many people. And for me, though, I really hit a massive low there, I have to say. Also, it went into going IVF, and at first we were taking, I was taking other medication as well to produce more eggs. And if you put artificial hormones into my body, I go loopy. So I don't know, some women are doing majestically when they're going through IVF, but I certainly did not. Yeah. And I still remember one crucial moment. I was sitting in our old house in Nantwich by the window. I looked out and I felt isolated. I felt alone. I felt like nobody else is going through this. Nobody can help me. Who can I even talk to? And then suddenly I heard like a voice in my head saying, no, Mel, actually you have a choice, because you have created this life the way it is right now, so you can also change it. I still don't know where the voice came from. Was it my subconscious? Was it something else? I'm quite woo-woo, so I'm thinking maybe it was the universe sending me a message.
That was going to be my next question, Mel, where that voice came from, because to recognize that you have a choice and that you were where you were in life because of the choices you made, that's a huge level of self-awareness, isn't it? And a huge amount of taking personal responsibility. Would you say you were kind of always been of that mindset, or did that just come to you, or how did that come about, that acknowledgement that you have choice?
I don't know. I think it's like I've always been quite tuned into things, and it does sound woo. I sometimes can like feel things.
Yeah.
And I think that message in my head did come from somewhere, something else. I do not know, because it was just like I was so in the midst of a horrible spiral in my head, and then suddenly to have this bing, I don't know, maybe it was a little angel sitting on my shoulder telling me,
That's quite an awakening moment, isn't it? Is that how it felt, that moment of like, I have a choice. And tell me about that shift from then on.
It changed everything. I was literally sobbing in one moment, and the next second I was like, whoa. I like saw myself from a completely different angle, a bit from above, like seeing myself with a step taken back. Okay, let's actually look at that situation. What can I do? What power do I have now? How can I take responsibility and not be the victim anymore? And this shift of, I have a choice. Yeah, that was massive. And that is something that I continue to try and live now on a daily basis, because life always throws us curveballs, but I always know I have a choice and I can always get help and get out of it, no matter what. And I was very lucky. My husband's uncle, Martin, loved him to bits. And he was a life coach, hypnotherapist, medium even. And I thought, okay, cool. I'm going to get in touch with him, and I somehow feel he can help me because I need something else. And he was able to help me. So we had a call with him. And Paddy as well, my husband at the time, because I think for men the situation is very tricky as well, going through that, because they are trying to be the man, the strong one, whereas we women emotionally fully go in, and take a lot of responsibility for everything. And Martin then had a chat with us, and he sent us through 2 meditations, a morning meditation and an evening meditation he recorded. And I've actually got that uploaded on my website because that was an absolute game changer for me. And he talked to me a bit about mindfulness and things like that, and self-development. And that's where it began for me. I looked into self-development more. I did lots of little challenges, and I found positive affirmations for me. And I think the combination of meditations and positive affirmations and movement really brought a shift along on a daily basis for me, because I needed something to get through the day. Each day that I was not pregnant felt wasted. And that's how I built my new routine around these new positive habits that I was building. I
love that. There's so much in what you've just said.
Yeah,
I've actually made notes because there was so much. That's just it's incredible, isn't it? And I love where to start. I love the fact that, first of all, you're willing and happy to share, and you touched on sharing, because I think it's so important, isn't it? And this is obviously what we do massively in the club. It's a platform for women to show up on a weekly basis, to give that time to themselves in a supportive, non-judgmental, safe community where we can share these things, so that we feel less alone, and that we can know that other people and the women have or are still thinking and feeling the same. It just almost immediately that kind of puts you at ease, doesn't it, knowing that you're not alone. And then to go through this transition, and this sounds like quite a major life shift, in this awakening and realizing that you have choice, and then everything that unfolded from that. I'm now seeing things in a new way. I'm looking at things from, it's the same thing, but I've shifted my perspective. So I'm seeing it in a different way. I've chose to go from victim to victor. Massive. I've chosen to step out of that space of, no, I don't need to play that role anymore. This is my story, and I have the choice to write it, and I'm going to step into the victor role, not the victim. And then reaching out to someone. Paddy's uncle, did you say? Martin? Uncle Martin. Totally want to meet Uncle Martin.
Well, he has passed over now, but he's a medium. So, anything is possible.
There are ways, absolutely.
I keep getting signs.
Yes,
So I'm sure he's still
absolutely. But how wonderful that you were able to have that time with him and kind of chat with you guys about what's possible, and then bringing in these meditations, affirmations, these new, like you said, like daily positive habits. And it doesn't need to be huge, does it? It's these small steps and these small things that we add into our day to day that make the big differences. I'm just in awe right now of your story. I really am.
I find it really amazing that you had that awakening first. And I think that's just so powerful, that it is that kind of opening yourself up to a new way, or to something that's come your way, isn't it? And I know, like, in the past, I've been so close-minded to these kind of things, because you just think affirmations, like, I don't really believe in it right now, like, and it took me getting to, a place of real frustration to just go, right, enough. And I woke up one day, I was like, enough is enough. Like, if I want to do something, I'm gonna have to go out there and do it. Completely, different story in that. But the fact that you had that awakening first, I find really interesting, because and then, like, self-development followed, which is just incredible. Oh, just love it. Love your story. So
that's it, isn't it? If we're doing something different, if it's not, if we're caught up in this cycle of the same, it's like, okay, well, what can I do to break out of that? Well, I need to do something different, because if nothing changes, which we come back to a lot, don't we, Charlotte? And if we want something different, we've got to be prepared to do something different. And like you said, Charlotte, yes, in the first instance, affirmations. I mean, what? Just telling myself that I can. Really, guys, telling myself that I am confident. Really?
Yeah.
But it's different. It's try it, but consistently, and really go for it. The magic is there waiting, isn't it?
We have, is it 50, around about on average 55,000 thoughts a day, and 80% are negative. Like,
I know, isn't that incredible? Like, the worst thing ever. And that is exactly where I went really hardcore, I have to say, because every morning at that time, when I was in this downward spiral, I picked one affirmation. And at that point, I did not even want to get up in the morning. I was that low. But what got me up was actually our dog, Pablo, because he was still teeny, and there was no saying no to him to a walk in the morning. So he was in my face. And I was like, right, we are going for a walk. And so we did. And I picked one affirmation. And for this 1 hour on our morning walk, every time a negative thought came into my mind, I shot back with the affirmation. Every single time, because I was so sick of it, of my brain telling me all these negative things. And it was hard, I think, on these walks, when anybody would have seen me, like, I was sobbing at times. I don't know how I made my way home sometimes. But over time, that's the thing. It's not that I'm saying after 1 or 2 weeks it was all good and everything was, certainly not. It's a complete process, that whole thing. Yeah. And over time, though, my brain really felt like it was reprogramming itself. And I could see the good things again. Even though everything was kind of the same, my life was the same, but I saw everything differently, from a different angle. And that is where the positive affirmations and the meditation helped me, just to get a different perspective, to retrain my brain to see positive things and not always see the pregnant women with the pram walking around. And, it's whatever you focus on, what you let into your life, your brain, that is your reality.
What a great summary there. I mean, isn't it just, you were absolutely, and you have absolutely retrained your brain. And that is what's so amazing, that we have this choice and we have this ability to do this. Our brain is so incredible, and we can use it to be our own worst enemy, or we can use it to be our own best friend, our own cheerleader. We can absolutely retrain it. We just completely wholeheartedly believe in this clearly, don't we, guys? Because the proof is in the doing. It's in the doing of it. And I love how you just were no to those negative thought patterns, those negative beliefs as they popped up. You were like, no, I am controlling what goes in today, and I'm going to kick you away with my new better thought, my new better belief, my new information. And that is just everything.
I hope you're so proud of yourself for that, by the way, because honestly,
that's the next step, isn't it? It's that pat on the back, and
to literally change that is just huge. And I think that's why, listening to your story, it was like, I just we need you to come on here so that we can like share it, because that is so incredible. Like you did that on your own, like you changed your story, and it is huge. And we always say like these kind of things, they are simple, but they're not easy, and it takes a decision, and a real strong decision, to be like, right, enough's enough. And I know for me, the one affirmation that I always go back to that is actually, if anyone wants to join our mailing list, you get a wallpaper with this affirmation straight to your email, and it is, I am so excited to see what I'm capable of. And for me, like I was just holding myself back so much in life. Like I was like, I haven't got time, I can't do this, I can't do that. And I was sat in frustration, and I was like, do you know what? One day I'm so excited to see what I'm capable of. And that changed everything, because when I was saying that to myself, I let myself believe in myself a little bit more, bit by bit. And I started doing the things, and I was like, and like you say, nothing really changed. Like I still had the same amount of time in my day, but I just used it differently. And yeah, it's not simple, but not easy. So yeah, this is just incredible.
And I'd like to also touch on that, actually, Mel, what you said about, life wasn't particularly different in, it was the same stuff was still happening. And that's something really to take note of, isn't it? Because it's not looking at life through rose tinted glasses. It's not waking up and thinking everything is absolutely wonderful and glorious every day. I mean, it's a nice perspective, but there is the reality of the daily, the challenges and the struggles and the hard times, and they will happen, won't they? And for me personally, one of my affirmations, which I've been using for years, and it's not like I'll ever stop using it, is I can. And there will be times, although I do on the whole believe I can, there will be times through life, through my journey, where things will crop up and I'll probably be like, oh, I can't. And then it's back to that affirmation is, oh, actually, come on, Kat, I can. I can. I know I can. It's a tool, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a really empowering tool to use to feel equipped for the life's challenges and the hard times.
Yeah, and that's something I think that you just said there, Kat, that is really important. It's not like I feel I've got my bag of tools and that is growing bigger and bigger because I have not stopped my self-development or what I'm doing. Of course, with 2 tiny children, I don't have as much time to develop, to really go into that as I did before, but still my bag of tools is growing and I need them more than ever now. Because really small children, they push your buttons every day and whoa, you need a lot of patience. And yeah, some days it's just about survival.
Yeah.
So the challenges in life do not stop. It's not like, yeah, I did well then and now my brain is forever changed. That is the tricky thing about the human condition, I think. We are conditioned to be thinking fear of flight all the time and all this. So for me also, it means I have to continue with this process. I'm still using positive affirmations, just in a different way. I have now downloaded an app, it's called Manifest, because I can, on that app, I can put an alert and like, for example, every 2 hours on my phone pops up the affirmation for me.
Oh, brilliant.
Life is so busy right now. It is just nice that when I'm picking up my phone, I have a positive message. Yeah. And it's the subconscious that I'm still getting, even though I can't go on that 1 hour walk in the morning that I'm really missing and would help. And I may only be able to meditate in the evening when I somehow get around to it, just to fall asleep maybe. Yeah. So a lot had to go, but other tools have added in then as well. Like I'm doing much more breath work, for example, because that is something I can do on the go, where I'm becoming aware of how am I actually breathing? Oh my God. And I catch myself so many times not properly breathing.
Just make me want to go.
Oh, like, yeah, let's take a deep breath together.
Everyone that's listening is going,
yeah, I like drop those shoulders. Like, I didn't have no reason for them to be up here, but I'm like, oh, let's shake it out.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's just continuous, I have to say. And it's a good thing though, I think, because it's great tools that we can give to our children then as well.
Yes. So I have a story on this for you, Mel. So I have my affirmation that you put in my goodie bag. So for anyone who is listening and not watching, this says, I am not afraid to be different. And I can't remember exactly what Autumn started to say, but I have found just recently that she has wanted to be like other children in her class. And she's already in this phase of being like just not seeing the magic in her. And, you know, I know that it's all elements of it and they go through phases and all of these kind of things, but it's been really loud to me. And I'm like, Autumn, like, you are beautiful as you are with exactly what it is that you do in a day. And you are the magic, you know, all these things that I'm now trying to teach myself, like, I am the magic, you are the magic. And so I was having a really good chat with her last night about this, and she's put it on her memory table. She has this little table where she puts all of these beautiful little things and little knickknacks and all kinds of different things. And I'm like, whenever you want to talk about this, we're going to talk about it, because it's be different, be you, like. And yeah, I just wanted to thank you for that, because that was the perfect one that I could have got for yesterday.
Oh my God, thank you so much for sharing that with me. You know, it is very often magical, because somehow I've heard that so many times that the affirmations, I pick them at random. I have a big jar at home. So take one out and put it with the soap or the bath bomb or whatever. And 99% of the cases, it finds the right person. And the 1%, I think, where people say, no, that has got nothing to do with me, that does not fit. I'm actually thinking, yeah, but is that maybe something that you need to learn?
Yeah, totally agree with you on that, because and also it might not be fitting for right in that moment, and then you pull that out. I mean, this was great for me as well, by the way, because I was like, yes, because I am being different right now. This is, you know, stepping into this person. I'm like, stepping into who I really am is me being different. And that's incredible. Like, if we all did that, what a world we would live in. Like, oh my goodness, like all these bits of magic every single place, with no doubting, no questioning ourselves, just being who we were meant to be. And yeah, so that was massively for me. But then the fact that it was on the side, and she just picked it up and she was like asking me about it, but then started talking about this, I was like, my goodness me, I need to share this today.
That is so wonderful. That really is, isn't it? And that might lead on to, I have another question, if that's okay, for Mel. May lead on nicely from that, is that, how do you feel that doing the inner work that you've done and that you continue to do has impacted or helped with running the business? I'm just quite intrigued to marry those two things up. How do you feel it helps you in running Live, Lather, Love?
Well, Live, Lather, Love, it's my passion child, really, I have to say. So for me, it is not, I don't know, my priority really is to make a difference.
Yeah.
And that is what my whole business is about. My whole business is my personal self-development that I'm carrying into the world as well, from start to finish, because even just me standing in what I call the soapery, which is just a little side room in our house.
Soapery.
Soapery. Just that is also a way of meditation for me, because when you're crafting, when you have to be in the moment, it has to be 100% correct, the recipe and everything. So really, it's all mindfulness in a big fat bag, my business.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's my passion child, and it somehow finds and attracts also like-minded people, I have to say.
And that's incredible, isn't it? And that's exactly what a business should be about, isn't it? It's that fine, like, you found your thing that like is completely you and lights you up from the inside out, and like you say, it brings those people to you. And me and Kat recently have been going through some shifts with everything that we're doing, because we kind of hit this block where we're like, we believe in everything that we are doing internally with all of our hearts, then what we realized was when we go and speak about it externally, there was still a lot of doubt and thingy there. And we were like, hang on a minute. We had to stop ourselves and be like, we believe in this stuff. Like, it's time now for us to step it up and be as convinced on the inside, on the outside, which is, it's been a big step even just this week, hasn't it, Kat? Like, we were like, I can feel things shifting. We're shifting when we're going up here.
It really has, hasn't it, Charlotte? Just that verbal, like, conviction, isn't it? Like you said, we absolutely, in our whole being, believe in what we do. We know we can, and we can make a difference in the world by helping women worldwide to think differently. But it's just, it's shouting about it from the rooftops that we're just kind of, we're on that journey of, it's a public declaration here, isn't it, that we're going big, Charlotte, right? Come on, let's up level that accountability. Let's just do it. And I just love it, you know, making a difference in the world, one soap at a time, or one bath bomb at a time, isn't it? It's like, who knew something, a product that you use to take care of yourself, have such a major impact, and it really can, and make a difference in the world.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it genuinely does. And I think that's it, isn't it, with all of, you know, as women. I think, I don't know, for me, I felt like what am I trying to say here, like the reality of like starting a business or following your passion, it's simple when you find it, like it is, you know, but then it's working through all of these doubts. I'm like, God, when you break through that, like, it's just beautiful. And we can all do that, and that looks different to every single one of us. But it's about giving ourselves time to find out what that is for us, and that really, really just lights a fire in me, because I'm like, if anyone wants to do that, like, we're right here. Because I just think the world would be an incredible place. Like you say, one soap at a time, we're one member at a time. Like, just get this stuff out into the world. It's just huge.
Be proud of it and stand tall. What you're doing is gonna have and is having a massive impact. That's the thing. And this is also why I chose for myself, after we had Luna, that I would be openly talking about my IVF journey and what I have gone through. And I have had so many women get in touch with me privately, because, and I completely understand that, they needed somebody to talk to who's been through it, but are not able to yet stand tall and say, hey, this is what happened. And there is not many people who are strong enough to stand tall to their stories. However, I think it is important that when you have it in you, then it is your duty to stand tall and share and be there for those people who cannot do it and who need you to talk about it, though, because they are finding comfort in it. They're finding support. They're not feeling alone with it. And I think there is some, let's say, warrior women on this planet, and they are called to do that. Like you guys are called to bring this positivity, these tools, and being so authentic about it, which I absolutely adore, carrying that into the world. Keep it going. And that's why I'm not gonna shut up about positive affirmations and woo things.
I know, I just love it. And you know, like I said before, having, you know, taken these steps to get into this, like, I just would have not shut it down, because I always have been quite an open person, but I don't think I've ever held any space for it. And I remember there was one thing that actually, with this necklace, this is quite woo-woo, that literally just helped me just go, do you know what, like, just wholeheartedly, there's something in all of this. And I'd written down just a few requests to the universe going through this in this group that we were in. And I'd put, because the lady had lost her bracelet, so she was like, so I was like, oh, I've lost this, and this meant a lot. It was like my 30th birthday necklace, and it's personalized with the girls' names on the back. And I didn't dare admit to Dale that I'd lost it. I was like, I need to find it. I was like, universe, please, where is this necklace? Like, I was like, please help me find it. And literally closed that book, didn't think anything of it. a week later, I was putting, I always like pull the sheets just fully just before I get into bed. I like a nice straight sheet. So I was pulling this, and I just saw a glimmer of gold. And it was just before this necklace was about to fall down the back of the bed, and I would never have moved this bed until we're gonna like leave this house. Do you know what I mean? So, and I found it, and then I'd not even put two and two together. And then the next morning, I came downstairs, opened my journal, and what page did it land on? That page. I was like, what?
Beautiful.
I was like, thank you, universe. Oh, so now, yeah, I keep it in a very safe space.
Yeah. And now you're a believer in miracles.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I'm just so intrigued, and I just love all of this stuff because it's hope, it's excitement. I feel like the world needs a lot more of that, like, and just loveliness. And yeah, oh, this has been amazing. Love this chat.
It has been so lovely to talk, hasn't it? And Charlotte, I know we like to sort of round up our conversations, don't we, with a bit of a takeaway for our listeners. So is there one thing, Mel, that you sort of like to share as a takeaway for anybody that's listening, that is maybe interested in sort of trying affirmations or meditation or any of the positive new habits that you've put into practice, or any kind of takeaway at all? Is there anything you'd like to share with our listeners?
Well, I would just say, have a go and try it. What have you got to lose? Go for it. And if nothing happens, which I doubt very much, then try something else. If you're looking just to quieten your mind, that is always going in this crazy world. Try and see what is your technique of doing that, because we all deserve a bit of peace and quiet, I think, and contentness. And still to this day, I am a rubbish meditator, and I have been meditating for a long time. And what I mean by that is, everybody thinks when you're meditating, oh yeah, 10 minutes meditation. Okay, for 10 minutes, I'm thinking nothing but That's not what is going on, really. For me, still, some days a 10-minute meditation can be absolutely rubbish, and I can maybe switch off and get silence for 30 seconds. On other days, I can do it for maybe 5-6 minutes if I add it all up. But you know what? These 30 seconds or 5 minutes transform my whole day. And it's so worth it. And I'm also saying that to myself for the days when I'm trying to, I don't have time. No. Sit down, do it, have a go, find your thing to find calmness in your life, and it'll transform everything.
Oh, I love that, Mel. Do you know, and I needed to hear that myself, because I'm also not a great meditator. Like, there are times when I can do it and I absolutely enjoy it. But the thing that I've shifted recently is just to change. Like, it doesn't have to be you sit there and you quieten your mind for that period of time. A thought will come up and I'm like, oh, why did that crop up today? And it's just that open mind in these things, isn't it? Of, let's see what's possible with this few minutes of peace that I can gain for myself. So I love that. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm a rubbish meditator, but I love it.
Yay, to rubbish meditators!
At least we're doing it.
Yeah,
and I just love the takeaway touch on time as well, because like you just so wonderfully put, because there's a lot of excuses that we make around time, isn't there? And it's time is a factor, and especially when you are parenting and running a business, you know, there's a lot. But like you just said, even that 30 seconds, we need to give ourselves permission to have those 30 seconds in a day. I'm sure we could stop a bit of scrolling on Facebook or on Instagram and grab ourselves 30 seconds, right?
Yeah.
We can make it possible. We can make it happen. It doesn't need to feel a big overhaul, does it? It's small little bits. So that's a really, really good takeaway for our listeners. Just grab those nuggets, grab those moments.
Yes. Yeah, I love that. Oh, and Mel, just huge thank you for coming onto the podcast. It's been amazing to hear your story, and we will put all the links to your meditations, your products, your beautiful soaps, bath bombs, body butters, and all of the details will be in the show notes for everybody listening. So go and check Mel out because she's amazing. And yeah, just big thank you from us for being on here today and using your voice in such a beautiful way.
Thank you guys. Keep shining your bright light. Thank you.
Very well. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.